What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Faco Media. Today we're in Las Vegas. We'll be attending one of the biggest solar energy convention in the world, RE+. There are over 27,000 clean energy professionals at this event. But before we go pick their brain, we're gonna hit the street and ask people what they know and what burning questions they have about solar panel and solar energy. Once we gather these questions, we're gonna head inside the event and ask these professionals to give us insightful answers to these burning questions. So does your family have like solar panels or?
No, we're not that rich.
It's really expensive. So I come from a middle class family. I can't afford it right now.
I wish they were just a tad bit more easier to access for like the regular person.
How to make it more easily accessible because it's expensive. Like it's still like high-tech stuff.
Smaller barrier to entry, I feel like, could be helpful for getting more people to use the product. Yeah.
Do you think the government should provide more incentives for people?
Absolutely. Number one, I think they should provide incentive to the companies that supply these things because that's where the root cause of them being expensive is.
I didn't really know the price. It's probably good to tell people how much it costs to do it, and like if there's like I don't know, like grants or something that people can get, because I think people should put it on their house, but they're not going to do it if they don't have the money to do it.
Alright guys, now we're gonna take them inside the RE+ event and we're gonna ask some professionals to give us insightful answers.
A lot of people think it's expensive or they can't afford it, but there's no money down required. You could finance it or you can lease it. You're replacing your utility bill for a solar bill. You're buying energy at a much lower price, but you're also locking in a low cost of energy for the future. If you could go back 10 years, 20 years and lock in gas at $2 a gallon, wouldn't you do it? It's very affordable because at the end of the day, whatever you're paying for your utility, solar is going to come in and lower that cost regardless.
Right now, the price is very reasonable for the end user, right? They go through distribution or through a solar company. The price is great.
From a financial standpoint, run the numbers. As long as you can find a reputable company, take advantage of those tax breaks, which are very generous, especially with the Inflation Reduction Act right now. Run the numbers. You might find that in 10 years or less, you're going to have, free energy on your house and you're going to start making your capital back. And these panels last many, many decades. So 10 years is a drop in the bucket as far as an investment in our climate and free, green, renewable energy.
If you compare a solar PV system to the other energy sources, we made an incredible progress in this industry. So right now, it's basically almost cheaper to have your own solar PV system than paying electricity bills. So in many markets, the electricity prices went up. If you are talking about global markets, Europe, for example, the prices went up. And as such, it makes absolutely also from an economic perspective sense to go for your own solar system.
Don't look at it as far as climate control is concerned. Look at it as far as money and investment is concerned. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you increase the value of the house.
Exactly.
You install it on.
That's all it's about, is the value of the property.
I know a lot of people can power their houses with solar, but I don't know if they can power a whole city like this with solar.
I know for a fact that if you covered an area the size of like Arizona in solar panels, you could pretty much power the entire world. That's not really feasible at the minute. So I would like to know how effective like one solar panel is compared to average gasoline.
I know that they charge all through the day and then you could use them at night, but like if say like a power outage goes out, how long does it last?
Are they cost efficient?
Ah, that's a great question. Yeah, because they're expensive.
Oh,
quite expensive.
I know.
Right?
That's why I don't have any.
The higher your electric bill, the faster you're going to see a return on your investment. You have a system that's going to keep working for the next 25 years and beyond. I say 25 years because that's a standard warranty, 25 years performance, 25-year product. But these panels are still going to be working past that 25-year point. There's a degradation where the panels lose production year after year. But at 25 years, you're still going to be producing about 83% of your energy minimum.
Not everyone can see the benefit. Sometimes they want to see the benefit in 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 2 months. And it takes about 2.5 years. You see the benefit the next day you install it, but they don't see it like that. That they need like 2 years to take the investment back and then they can see it.
When you're going to buy a panel and it says, oh, it's 15% efficient or whatever, that's how well the panel produces at the peak temperature. All the information you need to make sure that you're getting the best quality panel.
What is the efficiency of this one?
So this one's probably in the almost 24% range.
Wow,
so
that's pretty high.
We're moving towards a future where we're going to be a lot more self-sufficient. So in certain areas, if you don't have a good net metering policy with the utility, then batteries are required. So instead of sending energy to the utility, you store it yourself, and then in the evening or when the sun's not producing, pull it back and power your home, and now you're essentially running self-sufficiently. You have a little microgrid.
A lot of people don't realize, but even the upper Midwest, we have more sunny days than we don't. And you can still produce power even in the wintertime. Again, like Josh said, there's sort of a misnomer that you have to be in a desert or a sunny place like Florida to make energy. That may be true in that you might make more, but you do well in northern climates as well.
Yeah, it's about the amount of sun, not how high it is.
That's correct.
What happens if there's because I know for example in Italy there was being huge storms and it was hailing really hard and it was the size of golf balls. So in Italy solar panels are super common. But you could just driving through you could just see everything destroyed. So what do you do in those cases?
Essentially we're trying to use solar energy to help with the climate crisis, but the climate crisis is destroying the solar panels.
Exactly.
How about extreme weather conditions such as snowing, also extreme wind? Do you guys have protection against that?
Absolutely. We actually just completed a wind study on this tracker because we are a passive stow tracker, not an active stow. And so that really makes a difference with the winds coming in because the weather data comes and then we alert the system operators, and so they're able to go into an area where they can stow. We have hail mitigation as well, snow, so we can go to 52 degrees, which really makes a difference.
You can see here in the back of the support bus, which REC developed, so these two black strings. And this is increasing the wind and load resistance. So we are reaching here snow loads up to 7,000 pascals, which again is impacting the longevity of a solar panel, even under more severe conditions.
I know for electric cars and a lot of electric things that are alternative uses of energy, it actually requires a lot of chemicals and a lot of processing that is actually bad for the environment. So what would be the steps taken to kind of be precautious about that? Of course, you guys caught me off guard, so I don't know exactly the chemicals in it or the materials used, but
people they were wondering about the sustainability of manufacturing solar panels. So can you tell us about how you guys manufacturing your solar panels? Is it sustainable?
So here's another advantage of a heterojunction cell technology, because if you compare the different manufacturing processes of the different cell technologies, heterojunction is a low temperature manufacturing process. So you can save on the energy which you need to produce a solar panel. And at the same time, you have less manufacturing steps. So comparing it, for example, to the other mainstream technology right now in the market, TOPCon cell technology. For TOPCon, you need around 11 to 14 manufacturing steps, while for heterojunction, you have 6 to 7 manufacturing steps. So this makes the panel already a little bit more sustainable.
Can you tell us about lead-free? What advantages does that have?
So basically, all solar panels right now in the market have lead content. It's not a huge content. We are talking here about 24 gram per panel. The problem is that if you take into consideration the annual production, the worldwide production of solar panels, let's say 400 million, 450 million solar panels, then you are getting a problem in 25 years' time, 30 years' time, when all the panels reach their end of life. Because all the panels, they need to be recycled at some point. And having a lead-free panel makes the recycling simpler.
I want to thank you for joining us in this journey into finding answers to your burning solar energy questions. And hopefully after watching this video, you'll be less confused about solar energy. But if you have any more questions, please leave a comment. As always, this is Facol Media. We'll see you on the next one.